Hello. This second video continues from the first video about articles usage by going into greater detail about the realization of specific reference, focusing on some of the variation that shows up in actual usage. But first, let's review. As you may recall, there are three kinds of reference meaning captured by the use or non-use of articles in English: specific, concrete, and abstract. Specific reference means both speaker and hearer can identify the particular referent picked out by the noun. Specific reference always takes the. Concrete reference means only the speaker can identify the particular referent named by the noun. The speaker has a particular referent in mind, but the hearer knows nothing about it. Concrete reference is often represented by a when the noun form is singular. Abstract reference means there is no particular referent being picked out by the use of the noun. This kind of reference shows up in abstract truth claims, where all the things with that name are referred to. Abstract reference is usually represented not by an article, but by plural form of the noun with no article in front. Of the three kinds of reference mentioned above, specific reference is the most straightforward. When we speak and when we write, we usually have a sense about what knowledge about the world we already share with our listener-reader that makes specific reference possible. Also, the form is consistent. Specific reference always take the. So, the question arises, what are some of the sources for the shared knowledge that allows speaker and hearer to pick out the same particular referent in the world? The shared knowledge between speaker and hearer that makes specific reference possible can come from various sources. In what follows, we want to suggest 5 sources for shared knowledge, taken from Quirk et al. 1985 and cited in Berry 1991. The 5 sources of information that make shared knowledge between speaker and hearer possible are: 1. Information from the immediate situation. 2. Information from the larger situation. 3. Information from prior mention. 4. Information from association with something already mentioned. And 5. Information from inside the sentence itself. So, as just mentioned, shared knowledge can come from information supplied by the immediate situation. For example, the roses are beautiful, said in a garden. Speaker and hearer are together in the garden, pointing to the roses there. Secondly, shared knowledge can come from information supplied by the larger situation. For example, the president's making a speech tonight. Speaker and hearer live in the same country. Larger situation also explains so-called unique reference: the sun, the moon. Speaker and hearer are living on the same planet. Thirdly, shared knowledge can come from information supplied by prior mention. For example, John bought a TV and a DVD player, but later returned the DVD player. The first mention of the noun, DVD player, is concrete reference. Only the speaker knows about this, so it takes the article a. The second mention of DVD player is specific. The hearer now shares knowledge with the speaker about this particular DVD player because it was introduced to the hearer in the previous clause, that is, by prior mention. Fourthly, shared knowledge about a particular referent can come from information supplied by association with something already mentioned. This is from Hawkins, 1978. For example, John bought a bicycle, but when he rode it, the chain broke. This situation is similar to second mention. The first mention of the noun bicycle is concrete reference. Only the speaker knows about this bicycle, so it takes the article a. But because the hearer shares cultural background knowledge with the speaker about the structure of bicycles, then the subsequent mention of things associated with bicycles, the seat, the fenders, the chain, becomes specific and takes the. Finally, shared knowledge can also come from information supplied inside the sentence itself, either in front of the noun or after the noun, or both. In this example, we see specifying information coming in front of the noun. We must catch the next bus. Adjectives such as same, only, first, next, and all EST words, greatest, lowest, best, can uniquely identify the particular referent and so have the power to make the noun reference specific. In this second example, we see specifying information coming after the noun. Students who sat by the window got good scores. The noun students becomes specific because the students are identified as the particular students who sat by the window. Never mind that the defining information comes after the noun. It still has the power to make specific. To recap, again, the key idea for deciding specific reference is that both speaker and hearer have shared knowledge about the world that lets them both pick out the same referent for the thing that is named by the noun. From the above examples, it can be seen that shared knowledge can come from information supplied from 1. The immediate situation, 2. From the larger situation, 3. From prior mention, 4. From association with something already mentioned, or 5. From information supplied inside the sentence itself. Information that can come either before or after the noun, or both. In any case, specific reference always take the article the. A subsequent video is available to let you test your knowledge about specific reference and article usage in English.